For that, tomorrow marks a year since the Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade, the ruling declaring there is no federal constitutional right to an abortion, allowing individual states to restrict or ban it. Joining us now for more, the president of the Family Research Council, Tony Perkins, with us on this Friday morning. Great to have you on, Tony. What do you make of the change and where we are a year later?
Well, Rob, good to see you this morning. So here's where we are. With the court decision a year ago, we now have an opportunity in the United States to see this issue back into the hands of lawmakers and the people. And so that's what we're seeing happening in states across the nation. And our message is very clear. There's still a federal role. There is now an opportunity to protect the unborn in this country, and this is a responsibility of elected officials at every level, whether it's the county level, the city level, the state level, or the federal level.
Tony, so a year since Roe v. Wade was overturned, even longer since the draft opinion was originally leaked. Are you surprised that we still have no idea who the leaker is?
It is a little surprising that we don't have that information yet. Maybe one day we will find out. What we do know is that overwhelmingly, Americans want to see the unborn protected. We were just in Iowa this week with a town hall meeting with Senator Lindsey Graham, Marjorie Dannenfelser, with Susan B. Anthony. And what we're saying is there needs to be a threshold nationally. And if you look at the polling data, there is probably 60 to 70% of Americans say that when a child feels pain and is sucking its thumb, that child should be protected. Only about 15% of Americans are where the Democratic Party is, and that is abortion up until the moment of birth. That's not where America is.
Yeah, hugely controversial.
We're just saying,
though, it remains hugely controversial throughout the country.
It always has been.
And true, good point. It affected Republicans in a negative way in November. Do you think this plays a big role in the 2024 election?
I think, Rob, the only reason it affected them in a negative way because they didn't talk about it. Democrats spent $358 million talking about the issue defining Republicans. Republicans spent $37 million. Look, I am optimistic that the world is still pro-life. I mean, what we just saw with the mobilization of nations to try to find 5 adventurers in the Titan, and the world was on edge when they heard the tapping. Well, they thought they heard tapping on the side of this submersible. Well, look, we hear the tapping of unborn children every day in the wombs of their mother when they can feel pain. Look, this is reasonable. And we're saying that the next Republican nominee for president should be able to draw that bright line that we will protect children when they feel pain and they're tapping on the side of the womb of their mother. That is civilized. To go the route that we're, as a nation, that the Democrats want to take us the way of North Korea and China is unreasonable, it's barbaric, and we shouldn't tolerate it.
Tony, let me play a soundbite from Vice President Kamala Harris talking about the 1 year since Roe was overturned. Take a listen.
I knew it might happen. The decision had been leaked. I called my husband, I called Doug immediately then, because he was the only one that I could really just like let it out with. Words not for television at this moment. And I do want to say, because I think it's very important to say, on this issue, one does not have to abandon their faith or deeply held beliefs to agree that the government should not be telling her what to do with her body.
Tony, 200,000 lives have been saved since Roe was overturned a year ago. Your reaction in about 20 seconds to those comments right there.
Well, I'm not sure what those deeply held beliefs and faith are in, but it's certainly not in a transcendent God who recognizes and created life and that recognizes that it is sacred. And that's where America has historically been. We have the opportunity to get back to that point where we protect unborn human life. And I'm optimistic we'll get there.
All right. President of the Family Research Council, Tony Perkins, we appreciate you being with us on this Friday. Thank you. Up next.